everybody, this is GeGe from GeGe Yoga. I'm here today with a new video which is yoga for the feet, which was a request from a couple of people, so I decided to fulfill the request. You don't need anything but a mat and an optional blanket or block, and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start this practice in toe stretch. So I want you to lean forward, tuck the toes under, and then start to sit yourself back. Now I'm going to warn you in advance, this is quite an intense stretch on the feet. We're so used to shoving our feet in trainers and high heels, and feet weren't built that way. They were built to trample ground and be free. So we started over the last however many 100 years putting them in cases, and they're used to being compressed. So we are here to try and decompress the feet a little bit, stretch them out. And this pose does exactly that. So I want you to think about bringing your toes nice and close together and then spread your toes out. So bringing your big toes together, spreading your toes out, even aiming that pinky toe down. It may not reach, but aiming it down towards the mat. And then your ankles are going to want to splay out, draw them together. Whew, yeah, it's intense. Now, if this is just a little bit too much, try and hang on in there, but you're very welcome to put a block between your bum and your heels, just so you've got a little bit of space there between the two. You can also put a blanket underneath your knees and just breathe. One more breath here. And start to lean forward. Very gently untuck the toes. They might feel a bit stiff, so you're very welcome to just pitter-patter here. There you go. Just shake the tension out. We are actually going to go in one more time. So don't pitter-patter too much. Tuck those toes back under, bringing the heels together, bring the big toes together to touch, and start to sit up nice and tall. And as I said, yes, quite intense posture because we're not used to opening up the backs of the feet, but actually there's proof that by stretching the backs of the feet actually in turn opens up that line for the hamstrings to stretch a little bit easier. So stuff like your down dog, reaching the heels down to the ground with straight knees might feel a little bit more accessible if you take some time to stretch your feet too. My neighbour's playing the trumpet right now next door. Good old Ken. Such opportune timing. And start to lean forward. Pitter-patter the toes out. There you go. And now start to sit back onto the heels with those toes untucked. Should feel really yummy now. You're going to walk the hands back and then start to lift the knees up. So you're actually stretching the front of your feet now. Again, this might feel quite intense. We're not used to doing it. So your knees might just be down here somewhere. But if you do have a little bit more space, feel free to lift up, 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 up. One more breath in. And out. Start to very gently come back down. Wonderful. Tuck the toes under. Just come into a forward fold for a moment here. Nice, healthy bend in the knees. We're not really flowing today. We're just going through a couple of stretches. And then start to roll all the way up to stand. Okay, so standing on your 2 feet. Hips, feet about hip width apart. Stand nice and tall and strong. Press all 4 corners of your feet into the ground. Really spread your toes nice and wide so you feel every single toe pressing down to the mat. Might look a little bit weird if you look down. And then close the eyes. Trust that you won't topple. And then start to just rock your weight back and forth, back and forth. Just testing out that sense of balance, that center. And come back to stand at your natural balance point. Open up the eyes. Okay, so we're just going to pedal out of the feet, sort of 80s workout video style. So bending one knee, really forcing the arch over the toes, okay? In dance, we call this a forced arch. So really, really pressing through those toes, pressing that knee forward, and then swap it over. Surprisingly intense stretching the feet. And again. You can even add some 80s workout arms in. It helps. You might hear some cracks, some creaks. Totally normal. One more each side. Delightful, lovely. And then we're just going to roll the ankles out. So you can either keep your feet on the ground and just sort of circle like so. Or if you have a good sense of balance, or if you have a wall nearby, you can pick the foot up and start to circle that ankle out. Lovely. And then change direction. Okay, and place it back down, and same on the other side. So either keeping that foot down and just working through the foot, creating circles, or picking that foot up nice and strong through that supporting leg. And trying to identify the tune that he's playing. No such luck so far. Sorry, if you haven't reversed your circle, do so. Might feel a bit awkward one way. And back down. And then take one foot behind you and just lightly press onto the front of the foot, and then just lean back into it slightly. So just slightly. I don't want like a whole lean because you don't want to be putting too much pressure on there. But just enough to feel that stretch again in the front of the foot. Be really careful not to sickle the foot. So what that means is your toes going in and your ankle going out like so. Looks like a banana. So just make sure everything is just nicely in line here so we're not hurting the ankle joint. And the same on the other side. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Feels really nice. We're going to come down to a froggy position. So taking the knees out wide and just bringing the hands to the ground. Your heels are off the ground. And then from here, just moving the knees side to side. Take any organic movement that feels good. Flexing the toes. Shifting that weight. Just working through those feet. You can rotate the ankles. And as elegantly as you can, come to sit. Ooh, sit down. Bring the soles of the feet together and open up the knees like a book. So coming into cobbler's pose, and we're in this position for the sole purpose of giving your feet some love, a little bit of massage. So get your thumbs out and start to massage circles into the inner arches of your feet. And this is just simply a moment of self-love for these feet that never really get any love. Close the eyes and get your thumbs in there. can feel little bits of tense tissue just giving way as I massage them, and it's very satisfying. So I know that you must be feeling that too. And you can go further. You could massage into the sides of the feet, into the tops, into the heels, whatever feels good to you. There's no right or wrong here. Couple more rounds of breath. And then start to let that go. Come to cross-legged. And that's this video done. So I really hope that for a start that your feet feel better and more alive and more awake. And some of these are really great exercises that you can just slot into your day. Things you can do when you first get out of bed just to wake up the joints a little bit. It doesn't have to be by following this video, and they don't all have to be done in the same order. Just choose any exercise that feels good, find somewhere to slot it into your day, and you'll find that you have much better ankle mobility, maybe less tension and cramps. I nearly said cramps into your arch. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Bye.